Let's compare two Star Wars BladeBuilders Kylo Ren lightsabers by Hasbro. So on the left is kind of the fancier one. This is a Star Wars BladeBuilders Kylo Ren Deluxe electronic lightsaber, so it lights up and makes sound. And then the one on the right is much more basic. This is just a Kylo Ren, or BladeBuilders Kylo Ren lightsaber. So it's not electronic at all, doesn't have batteries, doesn't light up or make sound. And it is quite a bit cheaper too. There's a very wide difference in price between these two lightsabers. So if we kind of start by looking at the blade, well, the blades of these lightsabers, the deluxe one is quite a bit longer. As you can kind of see, they're made out of very different materials too. So, well, they're both made out of plastic, but the plastic on this kind of more standard, more basic BladeBuilders, it's this kind of bright red plastic. It's almost like a, crayon red or fire engine red to it, and it's very solid in color. And with the Deluxe electronic one, it's a much more kind of muted red, a bit of a dark red, and it has kind of this opaque feel to it also. And there's sort of like this outer blade piece on the Deluxe electronic one, and it's kind of more of a clear or a little bit opaque possibly, and then in the center is that kind of dark red piece. And then some of the texture of the blades, it's a little bit different on each hilt. So there's this really gorgeous kind of plastic addition to the outside of the Deluxe electronic one. It really kind of accentuates the flame. So it looks like there's just this big flame bursting out of the hilt essentially. Now the kind of more basic one doesn't have that, but the blade itself does have this kind of neat flame texture to it, if you can kind of see that. Just a little bit of texture to the actual surface. So that's kind of a nice touch to really differentiate the Kylo Ren lightsaber from, just about any other lightsaber that doesn't have the flame effect. Now, the blade is also fixed to the electronic lightsaber, so it's not extendable, it's not removable, it's just permanently attached to the hilt. And the blade with this other Kylo Ren lightsaber, the more basic one, is telescoping. So that's pretty standard for some of the kind of less expensive lightsaber toys. And what is neat, though, is the side blades are spring-loaded. So when you do kind of that wrist flick to get the blade out, sometimes I have a little trouble with it. Maybe try one more time. Almost. You can kind of end up activating the spring-loaded side blades if you do that the right way. Hopefully you guys have a little better form than I do. So that's a pretty cool kind of effect on this more basic one. Now if we look at the kind of hilt design itself, the size of the hilts is pretty comparable, as you can see. But the kind of quality of the paint and the plastic is much higher on the electronic one, the Deluxe electronic one. So if we kind of compare some of these things. First of all, you can see it's sort of like a shinier plastic that's used for the kind of less expensive BladeBuilders one. And it's more of a kind of muted plastic that looks almost more hard metal-like, except this is still plastic, but it looks a little bit more like it could be metal, at least to me. But some of the kind of details, like the little grooves and such, they're much more crisp and defined on the electronic one than they are on this other one. So the switch button is a bit different in color right here. So it's more of a kind of copperish color on the less expensive one, the standard BladeBuilders, and it's a bit more of a brass or gold color. Again, kind of a little bit more muted in color than the other one. So here, kind of with the crossguard blades or the side blades, there's this blue coloring with the Deluxe electronic one, and we don't have any of that blue coloring on the standard one. All right, so let's turn it over. Now this is where we have a lot of the cool kind of features of the Kylo Ren saber here. We have this kind of like exposed panel at the top, and both of them feature that. and it's kind of same cutout, but again, you can kind of see the details pop out a lot more in this, the Deluxe electronic one, than they do in the other one. The red wire looks somewhat similar with both of them. And then same thing with the coloring, where the coloring is much brighter and more vibrant with the kind of less expensive, the more basic Kylo Ren lightsaber, and it's much more muted, more of a brass type color with the Deluxe electronic. Now both of them, are part of BladeBuilders, and so they both kind of have a socket piece for BladeBuilders at the bottom. Now one thing that's really nice for the Deluxe electronic one is it comes with this kind of coupler piece, so that's nice. You can join it with other you could join it with the other Kylo Ren lightsaber or other BladeBuilders parts. Now the kind of standard Kylo Ren lightsaber right here, it doesn't come with any connector pieces, so that's a difference as well. So I think we've really covered just about most of these similarities and differences. Main thing left is to turn the electronic one on and just kind of demo that for a little bit. So we've got some nice visual effects. We got this flickering and the deep Kylo Ren kind of hum of the lightsaber blade. Nice clashing. Yeah, so I mean the sound effects and the visuals are certainly very nice with the Deluxe electronic one, but the simplicity of the more basic one is also a lot of fun too, and the telescoping blades are a bit of fun too. And you can always make up your own lightsaber sounds, and it's never going to run out of batteries since it doesn't require any. So there's definitely a time and a place to have either of these lightsabers, and I think they're both a lot of fun. And they're both very different price points, so really depends on what you're looking for, but either one of them could be a very fun Kylo Ren lightsaber, especially for younger fans. So hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to comment below. This has been a comparison of two Kylo Ren lightsabers, and both of them are BladeBuilders products. On the left is a Kylo Ren Deluxe electronic lightsaber, and on the right is just a Kylo Ren lightsaber, and they're both by Hasbro. Feel free to comment below.